All right, guys, this is our very first live YouTube training, and we're here today to answer questions. I want to cover a couple of subjects about my training and about the new APP application that's available. So let's get started. A lot of people that see my videos online don't know how my training works, or they hear the videos with people asking questions, or they see a video that I've created covering a specific subject, and they don't know that we actually provide training here. There's three main systems that we provide here at USFCR. The first one is registration services. So if you need help getting registered in any of the federal government systems, SAM, CCR, ORCA, GSA, 8A, HubZone, VetBiz, woman-owned, minority-owned, wide area workflow, or as they call it now, is IRAPT, DAPA, any federal registration, certification, or representation that you need help with, we can do it for you. You can hire us, and we'll physically assign a case manager, and your case manager will physically process these registrations for you. They get it done quickly, they get it done accurately, and most importantly, they sign off on it. Just like your accountant who does your taxes. When you hire an accountant or H&R Block to do your taxes, they do your taxes and they sign off on it. So if they make a mistake, they pay the fines, not you. They're responsible. And that's one of the main services that we provide here. For those of you that don't know, there's only about 180,000 small businesses that are active right now to even sell to the federal system in the new SAM system. And US Federal Contractor Registration, we've done 80,000 plus, probably close to 90,000 SAM registrations. So all of our competition combined, and when I say competition, I say that loosely because it's mostly people that are trying to do what we do. They're riding our coattails. They make up 5–10%, and we are currently around 50. So when it comes to registration, certifications, representations, if you need help with them, let us know. That's what we do. Second service that we provide is training. A lot of people don't know that we provide training. Out of the 90,000 plus clients that we have now, some of you guys don't know that we provide training to help you win contracts or apply for grants. The training services that we provide, there's several options. We do an online group training every day. It's live at 1 and 4 p.m. Eastern time, where you can log in, see my screen, ask questions. I can hear you. I will reply. It's live training. You'll hear other people ask questions. We cover subjects you might not think of. So you can get in and get personal training on a proposal, bid, solicitation, or just questions in general. And even if you don't have a question or something to work on that day, you can log in and just listen to other people ask questions. We also provide personal one-on-one training for our clients outside of the group session. So if you've got something you want to work on, you don't want to discuss in a group setting, you've got a question that is not, you don't want public information, or you have a contract that you want to work on that requires some level of clearance, whether it be a minimum clearance or all the way up to top secret clearance. Obviously, I'm not going to discuss top secret clearance contracts in a group session. So if you guys need personal one-on-one training, you've got that as well. You even earn training just by watching my videos, which you're already doing anyway. And then we have a third training that's provided for business owners that really want to take their business to the next level. Let's say you're not just interested in selling to the government, but you want to know what you're doing that you could do better, or if you're making mistakes, or just things in general that you and your team, your sales team, or your employees could do to be more efficient. If you're only closing 10% of the contracts that you're bidding on now, and you're bidding in a commercial or industrial or even a residential arena, if I can help you to close 20%, then that doubles your income. So we have a training that's available to you where we will look at how you're doing business now and how you could do business better or faster or cheaper, just whatever you can do to change things to be more successful. So those are the two primary services that we provide. And then in addition to training you how to submit bids and how to win contracts, after you win a few and you make some money, you see that this is a viable source of income and you want to go after the grand slam, you want to go after the big contract, you can pay me and I will write your proposals for you. I would rather teach you how to write proposals and win contracts, but when you win a few, like I said, and you make some money and you want to go after the really big one, you want to go for the grand slam or the home run, you can pay me and I'll write that proposal for you. We're going to cover a couple of things today in addition to the training and the registration services and stuff that we provide. We also have a new system called APP. So I want to cover the details on APP and what it's about and how it can benefit you. If you guys are not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you get the most latest videos. We have videos on APP that are available. I just posted one yesterday. There's another one today. And a couple more last week. Now, what is APP? APP is called the Advanced Procurement Portal. APP is our solution to everything. The bare bones part of APP is very simple. We want to provide you with all opportunities in one system. Now, it's taken us several years to build this system. It's taken millions of dollars to build it. We've invested a lot of time and energy and manpower and intelligent thinking into making this system the best system on the planet. What does that mean to you? Very simple. At this point, APP tracks FBO. So opportunities that are posted in FBO are tracked by APP. Now, why don't you just use FBO? Here's the main reasons why APP is better than FBO. Number one, FBO, if you set up your automatic searches in FBO based on keyword or based on NAICS codes, those searches will run automatically. That's great. But FBO runs those searches at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning when it's the slowest time of the day, which makes sense. They're going to run multiple searches in their system. They're not going to run them all day or during peak hours. They're going to run them at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning when it's slowest. The problem with that is this. Let's say, for example, an opportunity is posted at 9 o'clock in the morning in FBO, and your searches run the next morning at 3 a.m. So you don't get that opportunity till the next day. Of course, the early bird gets the worm in some cases. So if you don't get the opportunity until the next day, your competition has a day in advance lead on you. In most cases, that's not going to make a difference because most opportunities are put out and you have 5, 10, 15, even up to 30 days to submit your bid. So in most cases, that's not going to make a difference. But in some cases, let's say, for example, you get the opportunity at 5 minutes from now because it was just posted in FBO and our APP pulls information from FBO every 5 minutes. So you get the opportunity 5 minutes from now. You call a supplier and get a quote. Maybe there's only one supplier that carries this product. You call that supplier and get a quote. He's going to give you a good price because no one else is calling him. But if he gets 4 or 5 more calls tomorrow morning when everybody else's searches run and they get in at work and they look at their email and they get this opportunity and you get 4 or 5 people calling that supplier at once, that supplier is going to know something's up. This is supply and demand. Everybody's calling me at once looking for a price, so I can charge more now because I know everybody wants it. I can make more profit. So if you called that supplier today and got your quote today and got a good price, and your competition all calls him tomorrow in the morning and they get a higher price because supply and demand, you're going to have the best price. You're probably going to win it. So yes, in that case, the early bird gets the worm. That makes total sense. But that's not always the case. Like I said, some days you have up to 30 days, and sometimes there's multiple suppliers. But let's take another scenario. And this happens all the time. I get clients that call me up and say, John Wayne, how come this happened? That this opportunity was posted, I wasn't notified, and it was awarded to Chuck in a truck across the street. This guy won this contract. He's my competitor. He's across the street. The guy's an idiot. He shouldn't even be in business, but he won this contract, and I didn't because I didn't even know it existed. Why is that? Very simple. Purchasing agents are humans. Humans are inherently lazy. If you've been listening to my videos, you hear me say it all the time. Humans are 90% water. Water takes the least path of resistance. So it makes sense we're inherently lazy. Not all of us, but you know what I'm saying. Some of us, most of us are. If a purchasing agent only needs 3 bids to award a contract, and they get 6 bids, they're going to look for a reason to throw 3 of those out because they don't need 6. They only need 3. Now, take that scenario and say a purchasing agent posts an opportunity at 9 o'clock in the morning and they get 3 offers by noon. You think they're going to let that offer stay so they get 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 more offers? No. In some cases, they're going to archive that offer by the end of the day because they got enough offers to award it. They don't need to get more, and they're not going to double their work by allowing it to stay active and get more. They're going to archive it. Then your search in FBO is going to run at 3 o'clock in the morning, and guess what? The opportunity is not there. It's already been archived. So you're not even going to know that opportunity existed if you're using FBO when it only runs once a day at 3 in the morning. So in this case, it's not the early bird gets the worm. You miss the bus completely because the purchasing agent archived the opportunity before your search ran. APP runs every 5 minutes. It pulls from FBO every 5 minutes. It will also eventually pull from Subnet. So you're not only getting the prime opportunities, but you're also getting the subcontracting opportunities in one system. Now you don't have to use 2 individual separate systems to find prime or subcontracts. You'll get them in one system. APP will eventually, and I say eventually, guys, this system has taken us several years and millions of dollars to build. The first thing we had to do is access all the data. We started downloading the data out of FPDS, out of USA Spending, out of Subnet, out of FBO, and several other systems almost 3 years ago. Fortunately for you and for us, we started doing this 3 years ago because a lot of these systems have been modified so they can migrate them into SAM. You guys that use Subnet, you already know this. If you go to Subnet today and search, there's very few opportunities. But if you searched a year ago before they modified it, there was data that went back to the 80s. That data is gone. A lot of the data in FBO doesn't go back more than a year. Some of the data in the FPDS doesn't go back more than a year. Some of the data in USA Spending, which was just recently changed like 2 weeks ago, does not exist anymore. Why is that? Because they're migrating those old systems to move them into SAM, the new system, and it's easier to migrate those systems over if they delete the old data. They don't have billions and billions of lines of code or amounts of data they have to transfer. So a lot of these government systems that used to go back to the 80s, they only go back 1 year now. Fortunately for you and for us, we started downloading this data 3 years ago. So our APP has the real data from the past that doesn't exist in a lot of the government systems that are available. And that's important for number 3. APP is not just a portal to get opportunities to bid on. APP is also an advanced procurement portal. It's a system that allows you to find data on purchasing agents and contractors. If you find an opportunity in APP that you want to bid on, if the data is available, it's not always available, but most likely you can search APP and see the history of that contract. Now imagine this scenario. You're going to submit a bid on an opportunity, and you know what you normally charge. And if you do residential, you charge less for residential than you do commercial and industrial and government. That's just the way it is. But let's say, for example, you're not sure exactly what to charge the government. With APP, you can search the history of the contract and see who did it last year and how much they were paid and know where your price should be without having to do that manual research, which I used to do, and I can tell you it's cumbersome. It's a job and a half just looking up past performance on an opportunity. And in some cases, I couldn't find it. And I know what I'm doing. So for you guys to be able to find past performance on a contract, to know if your bid is fair in systems that you don't really know how to use, and the fact that most of these systems don't go back more than a year anymore, you're not going to find that data. APP finds that data for you automatically. It'll tell you who did it last year, how much they were paid, the quantity of the items provided. Not just you provided janitorial and it was X number of dollars, but APP can help you find out the square footage. So you know if your price is fair. And I can tell you this, guys, I've seen just as many clients lose contracts because they underbid than overbid. I have clients call every week and get in on the training every week. John Wayne, I just submitted a bid and the purchasing agent said that my price was almost half what everybody else was quoting. What should I do? Well, increase your price, you knucklehead. But people don't know this. They don't understand that they can do that. And in some cases, you can't. But if you're underbidding, let's say there's 4 offers received. And in this one case that I'm talking about specifically, I had a client, purchasing agent called them, said there's 3 other offers. All their prices are around $80,000. You came in at $40,000. I don't think you understood the purchase. Well, he took that offensive and he argued with her. No, I do understand the purchase. We reviewed this. We did our research. I'm just giving you a really good price. And she said, no, I think you don't understand the purchase because there's no way you could be half of what these other guys are charging. Maybe they were overcharging. I don't know. But the point is this. She thought his bid was too low. She wasn't going to consider his bid. Even if he had the best price and was going to do the best job and would have been the best candidate, would have been over backwards to make her happy, she wasn't going to consider his offer because the price was too low and it wasn't average what everybody else was bidding. APP tells you what they paid last year. So you know when you submit your bid if your price is fair based on the expectations of that purchasing agent based on what they paid before. In that particular case, my client said, well, I argued with her, and I said, don't do that. Don't argue with the purchasing agent. You're risking your rapport that you're building with her. You're risking the relationship that you're creating with her by arguing with her and telling her she's wrong. Best thing to do in that case is say, yes, ma'am, I'll take care of it. Call me. Let's do the research together and figure out if you are underbidding. That's the best problem in the world to have, is that you need to increase your price and make more profit. Am I right? I told him, I said, call her back, tell her that you did misunderstand the purchase and that you can do it better and faster, and this is your new price, and still come in under the other guys. You're still giving her the best price, but you're going to make more profit, and he won it. So I've seen situations where people underbid and lost the contract because their price was too low. APP is going to prevent that. It's going to give you that data you need to know if your price is fair or not, if you need to increase or decrease your bid. In some cases, maybe your bid's too high, and having that data to know that, maybe it's not even worth you wasting your time bidding on it because you're coming in too high and you can't do it for less than that. APP also has not just the ability to see prime and subcontracts, but eventually APP is going to track state opportunities. Eventually, and I say eventually, guys, this could be years. It's been years to build, and it's been millions to build it, and we're going to continue to invest millions on it. Eventually, APP can track state contracts. So you don't have to go here for federal and there for sub and here for this state and there for that state. Eventually, APP will track all government procurement. Again, it's going to take years and a lot of money, but the more you guys use it and the more successful you are with it, obviously the more money we're going to invest in it and make it track more opportunities from different agencies. Our goal is to eventually have one system that tracks all government procurement. State, federal, county, local. If it's a government contract that's on this planet, we want it in APP so you have access to it, so you only have to use one system to find it. Eventually, APP is also going to help you actually build your proposals, actually write contracts to submit. It's going to tell you how to submit them. We can even pull your data out of APP and help you auto-file or auto-fill in the documents that are required for the contract. So eventually, all you're going to need APP for is to put in your pricing. It's going to tell you the opportunity. It's going to tell you what documents are going to be required. It's going to help you fill those documents out. All you do is log in, put in your pricing and some data and submit it, and eventually you'll be able to submit it to APP. We want this system to be the one-stop solution for all procurement. And I'm going to say eventually, once we get all federal procurement in this system, we're going to start tracking every Fortune 50 company. We're going to start pulling their opportunities out of their database. So you don't have to look at IBM to find opportunities to bid on to be a subcontractor or a supplier to IBM. That's going to go through APP. Raytheon, everything. We want APP to be your one-stop portal for all procurement. Now, that's just giving you the opportunities and helping you fulfill or submit or fill out those documents and submit those opportunities correctly. But how about this? APP can also tell you who did this contract last year, how much they were paid, all the contracts they've done, all the purchasing agents they've ever sold to, the name and phone number and email of every one of those purchasing agents, so you can reach out to your competition's clients and sell to them. All right? It's a dog-eat-dog world. But in a dog-eat-dog world, don't be a dog. Let me teach you to be a lion. Take your competition's clients from them. Do subcontract work for your competitors. Make money. And while you're at it, take their clients from them because they do it to you. All right? APP will also help you keep track of your phone calls, your emails. You can put notes. You can, make follow-up calls. You can use it as your tracking system for making contact. Eventually, APP will allow you to do basically everything you need to do business. It's a ways out. But where it's at just right now, giving you the opportunities to bid on as a prime contractor and giving you some of the subcontracting opportunities that are available, and giving you that information every 5 minutes, live, real-time data is huge. So if you guys don't have APP, get it. If you guys don't have me as your trainer, if you're not working with us to help you get registered properly, get it. Call us, email us, sign up. Let us help you win government contracts. That's what we're here for. I mentioned earlier, there's only about 160,000 small businesses that are active in SAM, and we've done 80,000 plus SAM registrations. So if you want to know the right company and the right person to help you win government contracts, you found them. I'm here. If you want to learn more, you can go to my YouTube channel, search pretty much any government subject that exists. Search government contracts on YouTube. Who's number 1 and 3 and 5, 6, 7, 9, 11? Search FEMA. Who's number 1? Search WSB. I'm not number 1, but I'm number 4 and 5 and 6. VOSB, you name it. If there's a subject that I haven't covered in one of my videos, you let me know. I'll do the research and I'll do a video on it. We're here for you guys. If there's no questions at this point, I'm going to put Miss Angela on the phone, and she's going to cover some actual real-time information on APP. Anybody have any questions before I put Angela on? All right, we got a chat box right here, and all right, doesn't look like there's any questions just yet, so I'm going to put Miss Angela on. She's going to log into APP and show you guys the beauty of this system.
Hello, my name is Angela Armstrong, and I work with John, and I'm going to be showing you a live demonstration. So let's see. I had a client on the 1 o'clock training ask if I could show her how to search for opportunities. Before I do that, I was going to show you guys the Learning Center. So this is what you see when you first get to APP. And here's our Learning Center. There's a master bid template here. When you click on that, there's like a 10-page document that comes up. There are 6 different lessons. It tracks your progress, and I just realized that I've gone through everything, but you have to save your progress or else. So I'm learning as we go too. But you can click on these certain things, and you can download each template and save them as your own. So they're all Word documents. You can print them. You can trying to go back. You can print them, you can download them, you can save them. So they're all, you can use them all for your bids that you prepare in the future. You just change the solicitation number. So there's all kinds of things in the Learning Center, and let's go into how you find an opportunity. So I'm trying to get the scrolling. Can we get that off of there?
I don't know.
Okay. Trying to get the scrolling. Okay. We're gonna, woohoo. We're gonna drag it. Okay, there we go. All right, so go to Find Opportunities, search filters. Now you can, there's a number of different ways you can search for opportunities. One is by keyword. One is by NAICS code, one is by state. You can actually, thank you, David. Made it bigger so you guys can see it. You can actually search by set aside, so 8A, woman-owned, veteran-owned, hub zone, agency or office. You can start typing in if you know that you want to just look for department, Department of the State, Department of the Navy, you can click that. So normally what I do, just to, in the interest of time, I'm going to show you how to do it by NAICS code. But you can also go down here and search for opportunity type. So if you want to look for ones that are not out for bid yet, pre-solicitations, you can just click on that. You can look for ones that are actually out for bid, combined synopsis solicitation. You can look for just awards, so things that are already awarded, so you can look who got it, how much, you know, the date, and then you can work backwards and see who got it last year and how much was it for, and the year before that, and the year before that. So you get ideas about pricing. So our client today, I have a few of her NAICS codes. I'm going to put these in. So you just start typing the NAICS code. I'm going to show you guys how to save a search. You can put up to, I believe it's 10 in here. We're going to put, let's just put like 5. And by the way, that's why I'm showing you how to save them, so next time we don't have to type them all in. So there's 4. Okay. All right, so then you can hit tab. You don't want to, if you click on soybean farming, you might come up with some interesting opportunities. So you want to apply filters. And then you go over here and you save the search, and you can name it. It says that the search is too broad. We could narrow it down by state, or we could add more NAICS codes, but this gives you a lot of results, which, you know, let's just call this Colette. And we're going to save and watch for changes. So in order to see your saved search, now I've saved a bunch of searches, so when it pulls mine up, these are all of my saved searches. Hers should be the very last one. So here's our saved searches, and we go to the little magnifying glass to go back to those opportunities. So today's the 16th, and these are the things, see how real time this is. These are all from today. So you can look up pre-solicitations. You can click on any of these, but we'll pick one. This one is actually something out for bid now. It's from the VA. And when at the first click, you can see what it's set aside for. So if you're not a service-disabled veteran-owned business, you might not want to go any further, but some situations you might not have anyone with that set-aside bid on it, so you might want to consider at least looking at it. The response date is the 26th, so you have time. It's from the VA. There's your set-aside. Then it tells you what it's for. Biomedical equipment preventative maintenance. So This is one where it looks like you would just fill out the standard form, but it's asking you for the price. It looks pretty, so a lot of these you just fill it in. That's what it looks like. So another thing we could take just from this is you can look at the contracting officer. Just scroll up. So the officer, oh, here he is, Robert Hamilton. So this is another way you can search in APP. We're going to copy and paste Robert into the, because he would be an agent. We're going to find him here. So that's a lot of agents that we have, our guys have worked hard to put all of this information in here. So it's one of the best features here. So we copy paste. And always scroll down, you don't see it right away. So Robert Hamilton, here we go. Same guy, Department of VA. And then we see these are the NAICS codes that he works with. Quite a few, but they all seem to deal with surgical, computers, some construction in there. He does a little bit of everything. But the main thing is to look to see how active he is. And you see he's pretty active. He has several. You can click there to view all. But this is the one we were just looking at, the most recent. So what we can do here is, when John was saying earlier, you can keep track of your agents or opportunities. We can watch this agent. You just click the button. So when you watch them, it's going to come up on anything that Robert Hamilton does, your federal feed, it'll come up there. So if Robert say he modified what we just looked at, it'll be here. So these are all things that come up in the feed. So if you're watching an agent, a vendor, if you're watching your competition, it'll come up there. If you contact that agent, you might want to send them your capability statement, call them, give them your elevator pitch. You can leave notes about the agent. So, contacted him on such and such. I actually found something on APP today where the agent, there were notes, no phone calls, please. So you really want to watch those, because that's the first time I've seen something like that. No phone calls, please, only email inquiries. You can mark them as your favorite agent. So when you do that, they'll also come up on your federal feed. So you could save the note. You have colleagues down here. And the thing is, you can click on any of this stuff and you're not going to mess it up. You can always just go back to the home screen and save as many searches as, you can save them different ways as well. So I showed you guys how to do that. See, another thing that I came across today on my federal feed, because we have several clients that sell to the, say, Bureau of Prisons with either frozen foods, not really fresh food, but I found a really big award. So I didn't know. I just kind of clicked on it to see. So I was going to pull that up. So we're going to look up a vendor, because I wrote down who won it. I wrote down their DUNS number. So if you want to, say you know who your competition is, you can just type their business name in there. And DUNS numbers and cage codes are all public information. So it's, it's pretty easy to find even by just typing in their business name. Okay, so this was the award that I clicked on. So say we just want to look these guys up to see what have they done. It lists their primary NAICS code, when they expire. Well, they better renew pretty soon. They might want to call us. They're within almost the 2 months. Okay, so then when I looked at this, I'm like, okay then, that's 7 zeros there. Average annual income, I think that's 113 million. 1,323 total contracts, and this may not even be all of the ones. These are the ones that are reported. So that's a bunch of money. So I'm thinking that they may not qualify as a small business anymore. This is just my guess. So this would be a great one for our guys to, our clients to reach out to them. It even has their website, how many employees they have, 150, their address. These are the NAICS codes, and you guys may want to pay attention to this because there may be a NAICS code that you weren't thinking about, and you might do the food too, but there's specific ones for fish and seafood, different food service contractors. Then you know how to contact them. So I would contact the government point of contact, but they have, you know, any and everyone who is on the SAM registration is on here. So, and it gives you, you can even click on their awards. These are purchase orders. Anything in green, everything is color coded, so it's easy. It's way easier on the eyes than FBO. You click on things and you go in circles. This is all laid out nice for you. Local competition, you can click on their competition. So what you'd want to do in this instance, the same thing you do with an agent. You could watch them, so you're kind of watching your competition, and then you click that you contacted them, and they could be your favorite vendor, you know. But you would write notes in here, contacted them. Now, a lot of times if you look, John Wayne has a bunch of videos on subcontracting, and once you're no longer a small business, and it depends on the size standard of your NAICS codes, so that's another conversation. So let's just say you reach out to them. You may want to ask them if, you may want to congratulate them and say, that's awesome, I see that you got this, you know, this award through the Bureau of Prisons. I was wondering if you needed any help fulfilling your subcontracting requirements. So your ESRS requirements, that means Electronic Subcontracting Reporting System. And the person that you'd want to talk to is called the SBLO, the Small Business Liaison Officer. It took me a while to get all these acronyms. So the SBLO is the Small Business Liaison Officer. And you would reach out to them, and then you would say, okay, we contacted them. Maybe send them your cap statement, give them your elevator pitch, which that's probably another conversation too, but what would you say to them if they do answer the phone? You don't want to, you know, you just want to have it set and know your cage code, your DUNS number, know your name, what you do, what your business name is, you know, because a lot of times a lot of our customers are startup companies, some are not, but if you don't have experience, you want to write it down and know what you're going to say before you don't want to be surprised when they answer the phone and actually talk to you, because they do need to subcontract out 23% of these contracts if they're not small business, so they have to. It's a requirement. So how do I go to the chat? I was going to see if anyone had a question. This is our first time doing the live thing. Usually on our trainings every day, we have a chat box and people are talking.
John's actually watching the chat over here. John, did Jimmy said something and John talked back to him.
Okay. Well, I don't think anybody else has any questions. So I can either keep talking or since nobody... Is there anything else you guys want me to show them? I think that's enough for you guys to absorb today. Then you guys can watch it again, but there's 100 different ways to do what I just did, and the main thing is to just, you can't break the system. I've tried to, and it just hasn't happened. So it's awesome. There's so much information. You can look up things different ways and come up with different results. You may find gold. You may say, oh, this isn't me, but then you just have to search a different way. You can delete your searches. You can set a primary NAICS code on your federal feed. I wanted to show you one more thing. This is one thing that I haven't done because I just go in there so much, but I get so many emails. I don't want it to email me every hour, but you guys would want to set your searches. Mine's disabled, but you could have it email you any changes every 15 minutes, 30 minutes between this time and this time. So you're in control of this thing, and it's all for you. It's customized for you, not like other systems where you have to look for 5 different websites to get one result, and then you're not sure if that's the modification, if that's the amendment. Did you already bid on this thing? Did I contact this agent? So this kind of streamlines it for you. Great. John, I'm going to give it back to John to see if he has anything else, but if you don't have APP, contact us and we'll get you signed up.
All right, guys, that was Miss Angela. She's awesome. She's one of our APP experts. So if you guys have any questions, you want to learn more about it, reach out to us, let us know. You've really got 2 options in this grand scheme of things. If you're just kicking tires, if you're just learning about government contracts, go to my YouTube channel, subscribe. We've got a video that covers every subject pretty much that exists. If you find a subject that I haven't covered, let me know and I'll shoot a video and we'll upload it. When you get serious and you want to advance, not just get into government contracting, but if you want to find out what you can do to improve on what you're doing, you want to try and figure out the basic common mistakes your business is making, or your sales guys are making, your sales people are making. We can teach you. We can help you. We can find areas where you can improve. Or if you want to get into government contracting and you're serious, let us know. The main suggestion I have for you in general is don't do anything without checking with me first. Don't sign up for anything. Don't pay for anything without checking with me first, because we will help you guys prevent from being scammed. We'll show you the path to success. All right, and we want to add you to our list of happy customers, and we have thousands and thousands. We're almost at 90,000 clients at this point, and we've got a 99% success rate. Our clients are happy, and the proof's in the pudding. They're out there. So you guys get with us. Let us know what we can do to help you be more successful. All right. Look forward to working with you. Thanks, guys. Bye.